So family, back with another download. I apologize in advance if you hear that eating outside. It's grass cutting day. Okay, so family, listen to this. This is something that wanted to share, today, just so you can kind of keep it kind of resonating within you. That as you are moving into these sacred unions, connecting with soul family, building around your soul family community, or creating a brand new community, creating a new inner circle, the core connection to this sacred union, divine counterparts, soul family, soul tribe relationships, the core relationship is your connection to spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Okay. That connection is going to set these connections apart from any other connection that you have. That is why I'll use for sacred union, divine counterpart, for example, when you enter connection with divine counterpart, there is a spiritual element to that connection. It is not just erotic love. It is not just physical love. All right. There is a spiritual connection that is the core of that relationship. And it's not to say you don't have the other elements. It's just that the core of that is the spiritual connection. So you will find that you can hang out with other people that you don't have this spiritual connection with, and it'll seem like something is missing. Okay. Or you can connect with someone that is outside of that spiritual connection, and it just does not seem sufficient enough for you. It is because you've moved spiritually to a place where your core relationship is leading you. Okay, thank you, Holy Spirit. You're being guided by that core relationship. This is why in sacred unions and divine counterparts and even your soul family connections, when there is neglect to that core relationship in your life, you're going to start seeing the turbulence, whether it be with you or the person you're in connection with. If either party neglects that spiritual connection, that union with Holy Spirit, spending time in presence, spending time in stillness, hearing from Holy Spirit, getting those messages and applying them to your life, healing, shedding, okay, doing the shadow work. If either party neglects that area, then the relationship begins to suffer, because the core is not the other elements. The core is the spiritual connection. You are joined with one another by way of spirit. This is why in sacred union, divine counterpart, even if you're apart from that individual, you can still feel them. You still feel very connected to them. You still feel like they're in your presence or they're in your energy. Okay, a little bit different than a soul tie, but that's another video for another day. I'm trying to stick to my topic. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are attending to the spiritual element of your relationship. And this is something that is needful to understand, soul family. When you come into these sacred union, divine counterpart, soul family connections, you're coming into these connections with people that may not have the exact belief system that you have. Thank you, Holy Spirit. They may refer to Holy Spirit as source, or as another name that is attached to their experience, but you are still spiritually joined to this individual. I think that is important to note, because there is going to be a lot of diversity in your life and expansion in your life. And when you understand that, and understand that that expansion and that diversity is there to help grow you, you won't sit in judgment of your past belief system on someone being in your life that is a little different than what maybe you were reared in. Okay, and you being spiritually connected to that individual. Everyone is not going to be the same. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Okay. So you have to make sure that you're attending to the core relationship, which is your spiritual connection, because it is the foundation on what everything else is built on in that connection. If your spiritual foundation gets a little rocky and you haven't checked in with Holy Spirit, you haven't been attending to that spiritual part of you, then the rest of your relationship that is built on that foundation starts to get a little shaky. The foundation is not the physical. It's not how attractive the person is. Thank you, Holy Spirit. It's not how sexy the individual is. It's not how the person gives you butterflies. That's not the core. The core is your spiritual connection. That's what sets these connections apart from your traditional relationships where you're just attracted to somebody because they look good or because they got money, or you know, the things that people are attracted to people for. Y'all already know how to get into that. It is different. All right. And it kind of forces you to stay in constant attention. Thank you, Holy Spirit, with your connection with Holy Spirit, with that union. Okay. These connections allow for recharge and refreshing times. In your typical connections, when a person starts pulling away to recharge, the other partner may see that as, what's going on? Why are you pulling away? You know, why are you wanting to be by yourself? But when you're in a divine counterpart, sacred union, or soul family connection, when we get ready to step away to recharge, the other person knows exactly what we're doing, so you won't get that flack. You're attending to your spiritual connection, okay? And so even as you try to connect with other people and you keep seeing that there is something missing, it is the Holy Spirit's way of sharing with you that there is no particular foundation of that spiritual connection. These are special connections. They really are. And it will be unlike any connection that you've ever had. You will have an extreme amount of draw and magnetism to that individual or to that group. And it is for your soul growth. And like I said, it doesn't mean that the other elements are present. There are other elements, but that is not the foundation. Okay, so soul family, remember that. Remember that you need to always attend to that core relationship, because it will be the foundation of these new era connections that we all are entering into. Okay, I'll see you on the next download. Toodles.